Hey there, chocolate pancake. So this is a rankings table, and it's for PulseChain and PulseX. I have a friend, an ice cream enjoyer, who made this table, and what he did is he removed the origin address. So these rankings will give you an idea of where you stand relative to the rest of the participants. When I first joined crypto, I did not understand the importance of this, but now I do. There is a trick. I'm going to show you what the trick is later on in the video. It's a mental trick. So we're going to go through this. All right. So this is the rankings table. It's got PulseChain and PulseX, and we've removed the origin address with the big fake sacrifice itself. So just to let you know, you want to try to become a squid. There's a short version of this. The summary. Try to become a squid. 117 million Pulse PLS will enter squid level. 172 million PulseX PLSX will become you a squid. If you are from a third world country, you can't possibly work your way up to that. I'm telling you to try. Just try. Please try. Very important. Because the truth is, a squid is probably your one cycle shot. You can make it as a turtle, which is only 11.7 million Pulse and 17.2 million PulseX. You can make it, but you're probably going to need 2 cycles. That's a long time. That could be 8 years from here. Yeah, that's a long time, friends. The next Bitcoin halving will be 2028. And so you're going to need, in 2028, you're going to need 12 to 18 months after that. So that's a long time. Think about that. It might be towards 2029, 2030. So you might say, hey, I'm happy to wait. And I'll say, well, chill out. You might be happy to wait now. But what if we actually retire some squids? How are you going to feel when Pulse and PulseX drop 92% from their top? How are you going to feel about that? How are you going to feel if Pulse does 120x and drops 90%? Now it's only up 12x from day one sec. How are you going to feel? You're going to feel like you ruined yourself. And you're going to regret. I'm just letting you know I can talk to you, your future self. You will regret. You will wish someone like me, a straight back, banana eating friend who wears mittens, you're going to wish someone like me has urged you, compelled you. The power of the bull, the horny bull. I'm compelling you. Please. Can you get a second job? Can you upgrade your current job? Can you sell shoes around your house? Can you sell extra items? Do whatever you can to raise cash, please. I'm begging you. This is your shot if it's going to work out. If it goes to 0, you tried. Who cares? You tried. When has anybody in your life ever come up to you and said, hey, I've got nothing to benefit from this, but I want you to succeed. This is what I'm doing. You can get in with me. No one ever says that, man. I'm an outsider like you. Do you know how many people said that to me? 0. They tell you after they're up 84x. They're like, oh, yeah, this thing, I bought it at $1. It's $84 now. You might want to get in. Might go to $1,000. That's what they say. They're poopy heads. And we didn't deal with poopy heads. So I'm urging you now. I mean, 2030 is a long time, friends. It's a long time. Do you want to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs? Maybe you have to take your beanie off because it's a bit itchy. It's 2028 and you're thinking, man, if only I listened to my friend Somi in 2023 and I just worked that second job on weekends and I just DCA'd every single dollar I got and I just threw it in, Hex, PLS, and PLSX, and I got my bag bigger. If only I did that. You know why it's important? I already know this, and this makes me cry. Cry for you. I know in my heart there are people who are going to have about $400,000 total portfolio worth at the top of the next bull market. Hex, which is EHEX and PHEX, and they're going to have PLS and PLSX. They're going to have about anywhere from 300,000 to 600,000, somewhere there. And instead of listening to me in my top signal euphoria video, where I might actually interview with Tiffany Fong and actually say, hey, I'm making a top right here, right? Instead of listening to me, because you're not going to want to, you're going to go to Twitter and YouTube and you're going to find the people that say, yes, he's a betrayer, put him aside. Look how much we went up in 2 years. You're telling me we can't do just another 2x from here? That's what they're going to tell you. Because that's what's going to happen, friends. That's why I'm telling you it's important to become a squid. It's important because even entry-level squids, I'm letting you know, okay? It's possible. Many people, they're doing that $300,000 to $600,000 level. And why do I mention that number? Because 1 million is such a perfect round number retail trap. The market doesn't care if your portfolio is $100K or $999,000. It doesn't care. It's going to stop where it stops. The euphoria is going to go to where it's going to go, and then the capitulation is going to appear. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care. It's neutral. So you can avoid this. That's why I'm telling you as your friend, your baby doll sugar pie friend, I'm telling you, you can avoid this if you want. Because remember, if this goes to zero, it's on you. You took the responsibility. You are wearing an iron skirt. You got your wig on like a big girl. You have to understand the only way you're actually going to make it is to get more aggressive now. That's the answer. To avoid disappointment, you got to get more aggressive now. That's it. So I did a bit of homework in 2022, and I kept my eye out for different stories about altcoins and different Coinfessions wrecked, and I spoke to people, and I did some internal thinking, which involved me just eating a banana, spinning on my chair, and I realized, interestingly, even on Twitter, there were surveys. I remember one person, some anonymous person with like some anime avatar, they made a post like, we should have known that the top was in because every single person said they were only just another 3x from finally retiring and making it. Very interesting. I remember this. It was a poll in 2022 when we were at the bottom after all the capitulation and the crashes. I think it was around June or July, somewhere there in the midst of the turmoil. I'll never forget it because it opened my eyes. I was like, man, that's true. Everyone was about a 3x away from making it. Everyone was saying, I just need another 2 to 3 more X's. And that was the very top. Interestingly enough, you know, Cardano, it peaked at $3. And what was everyone's target? Everybody was talking about a $10 Cardano. That was a top retailer trap. Now, I know this is I know I've just pulled this out, but just to give you an idea, I now know retailers, if you can identify a big round number that everybody is focusing on, there's a very high chance the retailers, they're going to stop under it. But they don't stop right under it. That's the sad part, friends. So Cardano didn't stop at like $7, $8, $9. It didn't stop towards $8, $9. It stopped at 3. So everybody just needed another 3x more. Around a 2 to 3x more. They'll start taking out profit. Isn't that crazy? So that's why I'm telling you, with PulseChain, PulseX, all of these, we don't know if we're going to get disappointed or not. Now, what does that really mean? Well, friends, what if Richard Hart times the launch? Or what if PulseChain doesn't do the tremendous numbers we want? Just saying. Like, obviously, I want it to. I'm long with you. I'm long more than you. Most of my weight is in this game. I want it more than anybody else. But what if it doesn't happen? You ever thought about that? Who you got to blame, though? You can't blame Ricardo Corazon. You can't blame the defectors. You can't blame Vampire Coins. You can't blame anyone but yourself. You can't. Because you actually have a choice now. I put this in your brain. You can avoid this by getting more aggressive now. You can. That's the truth. When you have a strategy in mind and you can actually execute it, then you know you're transcending the game. You're getting smarter and better. This is what my goal is here for you. If you like this content, like, subscribe, bell button, all. Share with your friends and family. Remember, I'm charging you 1 ETH plus friendship. Okay? And you pay it off when you retire. So, look at this, friends. What can you do from here? If you were to do the numbers here, I forgot specifically how much they were. I think a squid was about 10 to 20K. Like, I hope we do 100x. Wouldn't that be great? But I'm just warning you. I'm just letting you know. Don't know how much we're going to grow in the future. But when you start to see a lot of people who are like really small and they have like 300 to 600K, they're not going to get out. They're not going to get out. They're going to be conned, manipulated, groomed. Everyone's going to be telling them, hey, man, look, because it's so easy to say. Well, look how far we grew in the past 2 years. You're telling me we can't do another 2x? We just went up 50x. We just went up 120x. You're telling me we can't do another 2x? What's wrong with you? That's what they're going to say. It's such a compelling argument to make as well. Because look, Bitcoin stopped at $70,000. Yeah. Imagine you used Ricardo's argument itself. You're like, Bitcoin is up 1.5 million x. You're telling me it can't do another 2x? And yeah, that was the top. That's right. We couldn't do another 2x. So what can you do from here? Obviously, don't take leverage. And please, please, for the love of God, please, I beg of you, do not put your money in those money markets to grab more liquidity. I promise you, you will get decimated. Because there are people like me who want to win, but they want to win in nefarious ways. And one of the ways they win is they will check on chain where the bulk of the liquidations are, friends. They're going to see where everybody's exit for PLS and PLSX and even hexes. They're going to see, oh, wow, there is like $50 million of liquidations if I can just drag hex down to a certain price. Or PLS or PLSX, because someone's going to over leverage. It always happens. And you don't want to be caught with them because there's going to be no liquidity to take them out. It's going to be cascading destruction. It will happen. But before that happens, it's going to be party to the moon. Riding on the unicorns on the way up. That's going to be the fun part. But you're not going to get it at the top. That's why I'm telling you, the only way for you to actually solve this is to increase your spot bags. Try to become a squid. If you can't, I want you to still try. Because you'll increase the probability that you'll make it out alive. Right? And what does making it out alive mean? It really just means, not just selling the top, it means, oh my Lord, everybody around me is in a thrill state of mind and everyone is euphoric. That's when you know you've made it. When you know yourself, you're numb. You know those illicit substances you've been smoking and injecting and snorting, they don't work on you anymore. You know it. But you can see everyone else partying around you. That's when you know, okay, I might have to do something here. I'm not saying sell everything. I'm just saying you got to act. You got to do something. You might not like the number. It happens to us. What if it happens when PulseChain is 90x? What if it happens if PulseX is only like a 27x from the day one sack? I know as soon as I say this, people lose their mind. Like, that is offensive and disgusting. Yeah, but I don't make the rules. You think Bitcoin stopping at $69,000 wasn't offensive to everyone who was in it? You think they weren't offended? You think everybody in Ethereum, after all the innovation they've done, you think it wasn't offensive for them to see ETH BTC stop at 0.08 and not even go anywhere near the flippening? Of course it was offensive, but it stopped there anyway. That's why I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, you're a baby doll, baby cake, sugar pie. You are scrumptious, high in nutrients. So do whatever you can to increase your bags. Final message for you. You don't know how far they're going to go, but at least we can lean on Hex. I can grab a value mindset in my mind, Hex, based off Ethereum. Okay, based off. Oh, by the way, obviously these are all assumptions, friends. You know what I mean? This goes, anything goes to zero. You know it's all over. So if we just kind of imagine Ethereum one day as $8,000 to $10,000, that's about a 5x from the 2K mark. So maybe Hex does anywhere from 5 to 8 times that number. Let's say 10, 5 to 10, somewhere there, maybe in the next 2 years. So remember, if ETH does 5x from 2K to 10K, then Hex, this is might do 10x to 20x. No, sorry. It might do 5x to 10x of the ETH amount, which would be 25x to 50x. So if the current Hex price was like 5 cents, you are looking at $1.25 to $2.50. So I'm just giving you in your mind, right? So around $1.25 to $2.50 Hex. So obviously, once again, I've got to say this again. I want Hex to hit like $20. Of course I do. I want to keep going and never stop because I'm long, just like we are with every single asset. But this is something you can at least prepare in your mind. So I'm here to show you, here's a bit of a cheat code. Instead of wondering and wishing, hey, might these things in the future, are they going to work out or not? You can participate in something now to gain positive bullish exposure to the ecosystem and at least grab some value for yourself. Hey, there's some people out there, you might grab an extra 50,000 Hex because of this message. And if it actually hits $2.50, that's an extra 125,000 that you have. And remember that person who's going to be in the trap zone. So the trap equals 300K to 600K mark because it's just shy of 1 million. So that's the trap zone. Remember, at the end of the day, you trying to increase your position size while you can at depression prices. If you can do that, you will increase your chance that you escape that trap zone. That by the time the euphoria is here, you're actually not at 300K to 600K. You're more towards the 900K to 1 point something million. That is what you really want. Because then you can think with a straight mind. Because you know, it's funny. If you're at like 600K, at euphoria, I'm telling you now, most people in this zone, they're not going to say, well, I'm going to remove 50% out. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, yeah, I just need another 50%, another 2 to 3x, and I'll make my 1 million, and then I'll take it out. That's what they'll say. That's the trappiest of all traps. And you know, of course, friends, you know what's not a trap? Our friendship. Like, subscribe, bell button, friends. Tell mum and dad that you love them.